Good afternoon. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from the YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, The Week That Was, College Football's History in Review, the 1954 college football season. Now I'll continue on with Week 3 of the college football season, October 2nd, 1954, but first got to start. There was a game played on a Friday that got beat October 1st, 1954 on a Friday, where Miami upset Baylor 19-13. As undervalued Miami trapped unsuspecting number 11 Bears in a 13-13 halftime tie. Hurricanes whirled to early 13-0 lead, recovering Baylor's sophomore halfback Dale Schaffner's opening kickoff fumble at Bears' 30-yard line and picking off quarterback Bobby Jones at 27-yard line 3 plays after ensuing kickoff. Halfback defensive back Whitey Rovere scored first touchdown and made interception that set up halfback Gordon Malloy for runs of 23 3-yards, second of which counted for Kane's touchdown. Schaffner scored on a 17-yard sweep left and early in second quarter. Sub fullback Weldon Holly overcame his surprise at receiving spontaneous lateral from sub quarterback Billy Hooper to run 12 yards to tie it at 13-13. So midway in the fourth quarter, one time Miami Free Spirit turned Captain Malloy spirited Baylor pass and returned it to Bears' 32-yard line, looking to pass on rollout right. Hurricanes quarterback Carl Garrigus instead swing left away from pass rushers and sprinted 18 yards for a winning touchdown behind block of tackle Alan Rodberg, who took out 3 Bears. Late threat was ended when Rovere made Miami's 4th interception in end zone with 5 seconds to play. On that same Friday, there was a battle between two top 10 teams. Number 4 UCLA played number 6 Maryland, where number 4 UCLA beat number 6 Maryland by a score of 12-7 on Friday, October 1st, 1954. Bruins outstanding fullback Bob Pogo Davenport, who had 87 yards on 23 carries, converted first quarter Terps fumble into score when he made one of his patented touchdown leaps. So clock counting to halftime thwarted Maryland's thrust to UCLA 2-yard line. So Terrapins trailed 6-0 at halftime. So only once did Maryland sustain its offense against UCLA defense that was led by guards Sam Bogosian and Hardison Curitan, tackle Jack Elena, and Bob Long, and linebacker Terry DeBay. Terps went 63 yards in waning minutes of the third quarter, and fullback kicker Dick Bielski conversion following halfback Howie Dare's touchdown reception from quarterback Charlie Boxall gave Maryland a 7-6 lead early in the fourth quarter. Maryland halfback Ronnie Waller credited with 70 yards rushing on 12 carries, and great game by his coach Jim Tatum mistakenly fielded deep UCLA punt and was dropped at his own 4-yard line. After penalty pushed Terps back, pressure punt disastrously went only to their 15-yard line. So with great field position, tackle Primo Villanueva rolled left to pass on 3rd and 6, but darted 10 yards to the 1-yard line. Davenport did his poker stick act for winning touchdown on next play. The key fourth quarter stop for Bruins came from DeBay, who plastered there when 1 foot was needed. 1 foot was needed for a first down at UCLA 19-yard line. Shutout was performed by number 10 Penn State over Syracuse 13-0. Keyed by alternating fullback linebackers Charles Blockson and Bill Straub, Penn State defense held Syracuse to mere 31 yards of offense in the first half. Meanwhile, Nittany Lions overcame fumbles at own 18 and 35-yard lines on their opening 2 possessions to score after stopping Orangemen's ladder thrust at their 23-yard line. Meanwhile, Penn State went 77 yards to halfback Lenny Moore, 16-yard touchdown flash around the left end with pitch out. So this score made it 6-0 and came and dying moments of the first quarter. Reserves dominated playing time and scored the second quarter, but Lions halfback Ron Yonker slipped away for a 50-yard punt return to the Syracuse 17-yard line in the third quarter. Younger plunged over from 1 yard line for a 13-0 edge. So Orange, which would finish with 72 yards rushing, mounted its only threat early in fourth quarter that carried 72 yards and 14 plays to the Mount Nittany 17-yard line. Shifting to ground advance with sophomore halfback Jimmy Brown making a name for himself for the first time, but fullback Al Fagara was halted 1 yard short of first down on fourth down run. Number 7 Duke beat Tennessee by a score of 7-6. As those fans who later enjoyed passing thrills authored by potbelly Washington Redskins quarterback Sonny Jurgensen and find it difficult to believe his exploits. In his second game as Duke's sophomore quarterback defensive back, Jurgensen made 2 interceptions in fourth quarter to halt Tennessee threats inside of Blue Devils territory. Shortly after opening kickoff, Volunteers had gained fumble recovery and moved to Duke's 20-yard line before being stopped by a superb Devils line. Duke went 88 yards to halfback Bob Pascal's 18-yard touchdown push-out run behind robust block by fullback Worth Lutz late in the first quarter. Guard kicker Jim Nelson, one of the season's most accurate kickers, succeeded on first extra point for the 7-0 lead. Tennessee took only 7 plays to traverse 91 yards after the second half kickoff. Fullback kicker Tom Tracy scored on a 28-yard run, but his kick was low and wide. So the Blue Devils, who had a slight 279 yards to 221 yards offensive edge, threatened but lost halfback Fred Beasley's fumble at Volunteers' 1 yard line. They reached Volunteers' 2 yard line late in the third quarter, but quarterback Jerry Barger's pass was picked off by fullback defensive back Pat Olasayak. Duke moved 36 yards to 17-yard line only to lose ball on the downs in the fourth quarter. So Tennessee sophomore tailback Johnny Majors and from injured Jimmy Wade rushed 109 yards on 21 carries. Virginia Tech beat Clemson 18-7 as fast-starting Virginia Tech had 18-0 lead by halftime on touchdown runs by quarterback Johnny Dean twice and halfback Dickie Beard. Clemson quarterback Don King was held out of starting lineup because of knee injury. Instead was sophomore quarterback Charlie Bussey, who made highly unfortunate starting debut. Bussey threw interceptions on his first 3 pass attempts. Dean on game's second play set up opening score. Fumble recoveries by tackle Bill Jameson and sub-quarterback Billy Cranwell sparked Godler's subsequent first half touchdowns midway in the second quarter. Tigers' offense was ignited by the return of King, who moved into 3 first downs before fullback Red Witten bobbled fumble. In the third quarter, King completed 4th down pass to halfback Joe Pagley, but Big Back was halted at 1-yard line and Tech end punter Jim Petty bombed 57-yard punt out of trouble. King pitched a 39-yard scoring pass to sub-in Harry Hicks in the fourth quarter. West Virginia defeated number 15 South Carolina by a score of 26-6. Coming off his big win at West Point, South Carolina fell flat on its face against powerful West Virginia, which opened its season and sought revenge for 1953's upset loss to the Gamecocks. So Mountaineers scored first time they had possession on quarterback Freddie Wyatt's 5-yard pass to end Bill Hillen. After halfback Bob Moss' 34-yard sprint up the middle, key 77-yard drive. Halfback Bob Moss 34-yard sprint up the middle, key 77-yard drive. So Wyatt sneaked over for scores at end of 52 and 73-yard drives in middle quarters. So West Virginia University led 20-0 at end of the third quarter. The Birds made their only score early in fourth quarter after quarterback Harold Lewis returned punt to West Virginia University 49-yard line. Quarterback Mackie Prickett wedged over from 1-yard line, but Mountaineers answered quickly. perfectly named sub halfback Jack Roberts gathered in kickoff at his 19-yard line and raced all the way to the 1 yard line where he was overhauled by Carolina's fastest halfback, Tommy Woodley. Rabbit scored on next play. Number 20, Florida beat Auburn by a score of 19-13. Going way back to its days in the 1930s in Southern Conference, Eagle Gators had never opened the season with two straight league wins until this upset of Auburn that followed bigger upset of Georgia Tech prior week. Enjoying 6-0 halftime lead, Florida quarterback Bobby Lance took first snap of second half, made brilliant ball fake to fullback Maul Hammock, and sped 84 yards through a huge gap in right side of Plainsman line. Having wasted two opportunities on fumbles at Florida 9 and 5 yard lines in the first half, Auburn rallied to tie it at 13-13 just before midpoint of the fourth quarter as ace in Jim Pyburn caught 16 and 13-yard passes to keynote 69-yard touchdown march in the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Pyburn blocked Gators halfback punter Don Chandler's punt to set up quarterback Bobby Freeman's second touchdown run. So with 8:04 to play, skinny Florida quarterback Dick Allen focused his team for a 68-yard parade downfield that overcame a pair of 5-yard penalties and resulted in his 24-yard touchdown strike to sub in Bob Burford after Allen made key run of 31 yards on a sweep to 29-yard line. Texas A&M shut out Georgia by a score of 6-0. Undermanned tough Texas A&M was 3 touchdown underdogs and dressed only 31 minutes to take on Georgia in blazing Athens heat. The Aggies surprisingly dominated by keeping ball in Bulldogs territory most of the game, even though they missed 3 field goal tries. Texas A&M sophomore end Gene Stallings cut to center of field to catch 16-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Elwood Kettler after fullback linebacker Don Kopstick's second quarter interception was returned 18 yards to Bulldogs' 30-yard line. Kopstick's I think his name Kopstick, as defensive signal caller, had unseen advantage discovered by Aggie's coaching staff. So Georgia tipped its pass plays and its runs to fight right side of the formations. Thanks to that knowledge relayed by Kopstick to his mates, Aggie's aerial defense nearly went unblemished. Bulldogs quarterback Jimmy Harper, who had tallied 239 yards passing and opening 2 wins, finally made his first completion in the fourth quarter, much too late to do any good. Georgia coach Wally Butts was puzzled, quoting, "I didn't recognize that club in red. This is a big matchup right here. Number 5, Wisconsin against number 13 with Michigan State, where number 5 Wisconsin beat number 13 Michigan State 6-0. Thinking timeout was called in the second quarter because of defensive back Leroy Bolden's leg injury. Michigan State had only 10 defenders on field near its own goal line. Badgers fullback Alan Michi quickly scored the speeded touchdown, and Michigan State was headed for first home loss since 1949. The staunch Wisconsin defense permitted only 8 yards rushing. Spartans' futility materialized further in Jim Hinsley making a 60-yard catch in open field only to stumble at Rogers' 16-yard line. Wisconsin stiffened at that point to end the threat. Army defeated Michigan 26-7, except the odd 46-yard pass lateral, which gave first quarter touchdown to Michigan wingback Ed Hickey. Army owned stats and game result. Cadets' fifth straight victory over frustrated Wolverines. Cadets struck for first half touchdowns by halfback Mike Ziegler and Tommy Bell and fullback Pat Ubel. Balatil Bell added 46-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. So after Army made fumble recovery in the game's first minute, Ziegler in for injured halfback Bob Kayaski slipped 6 yards around right in for touchdown. Ubel's touchdown came from 1 yard out at the end of a 58-yard march in the first quarter. Michigan soon got back into it as quarterback Duncan McDonald completed past the end Ron Kramer who seemed to surprise Hickey with his lateral. But Hickey's charged on to touchdown that pulled Michigan within 13-7 and end of first quarter. Bell, nicknamed Locomotive, rounded left end for 10-yard touchdown in second quarter, and blasted right through right tackle Ron Melnick's block, cut left, and used his sprinter speed to chug away to fourth quarter score. Another big matchup in the top 20 was number 14, Ohio State versus number 18, California, where number 14, Ohio State, beat number 18, California, 21-13. As Hawkeyes halfback Howard Hapalog Cassidy had missed previous year's match in Berkeley, so his speed and change of pace caught Golden Bears somewhat unprepared. Ohio State tackle Dick Helinski fell on a fumble by California halfback Sebastian Bordenaro on Gaines' third play. Cassidy whisked 26 yards for score practically before Cal defense had buckled its trim straps. Cassidy, who ran for 109 yards on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns, and caught 4 passes for 50 yards receiving, followed another fumble recovery in the second quarter by fullback linebacker Hubert Bubble with 8-yard sweep and set up 17-yard play action touchdown pass from quarterback Dave Leggett to end Bill Michael for a 14-0 lead. Quarterback Paul Lawson kept Bears in game with 68-yard kickoff return to set up halfback Hal Norris touchdown plunge that sent Cal off trailing 14-7 at halftime. Lawson passed for 88 yards on 7 of 13 passing, 2 interceptions, hit 3 straight passes in the third quarter, raced 13 yards only to fumble at the Ohio State 5-yard line. But Cal and Jim Hanifin gobbled up loose ball in the end zone for the touchdown. Kicker Lawson, however, missed tying extra point and threw interception that defensive back Cassidy snatched to launch his own clinching 29-yard touchdown bolt. Upset took place where number 19 Purdue upset number 1 Notre Dame 27-14 as sensational sophomore quarterback Len Dawson threw for 213 yards on 7 of 12 passing and 4 touchdown passes, concocted a daily dose of Purdue passing poison for Fighting Irish. Trailing 14-0 in the first 5 minutes, really Notre Dame got 2 points on bad punt snap safety on which Boilermakers halfback punter Rex Rock was smothered in end zone by Irish tackle Ray LeMec. Notre Dame briefly regained momentum on sophomore quarterback Paul Horning's 61-yard return to 1-yard line of ensuing free kick, which led to halfback Nick Rake's quick touchdown. So Boilermakers led 14-8 at halftime. Irish overcame the 15-yard holding penalty on 91-yard touchdown advance as quarterback Ralph Guglielmi, who threw for 154 yards on 13 of 22 passing, and Dan Shannon collaborated on a 42-yard pass play. With the score at 14-14, Len Dawson tossed a 73-yard touchdown pass to Tyrone galloping in Lamar Lundy. Dawson capped a 77-yard drive in opening 4 minutes of the fourth quarter with 34-yard screen pass to fullback Bill Murakowski, returned it into a clinching touchdown. Arkansas defeated Texas Christian by a score of 20-13 as the amazing Arkansas Razorbacks was just beginning to spin its magic as the 23 Little Pigs, winning its first game in the state of Texas since 1948. Blocking back defensive back Bobby Proctor made interception in last minute of the game and dramatically dashed a 63 yards to 6-yard line to set up fullback Henry Moore's winning 1-foot touchdown plunge that broke 13-13 deadlock with 28 seconds to play. Earlier, Razorbacks tailback George Walker had scored after TCU turned over the ball at its 18-yard line. Moore had rambled 48 yards on a draw play touchdown that built the 13-0 lead in the first quarter. Texas Christian dominated play nearly for the rest of the night, holding Hogs to 19 yards and single first down in second half. Home Frogs halfback Ray Taylor swept wide to second quarter touchdown, but TCU muffed third quarter scoring prospect and bobbled ball away at Porker's 1-yard line on first play of the fourth quarter. Frogs came back to tie However, on halfback Jim Swink's 10-yard sweep, advanced to the Arkansas 35-yard line until Proctor stunningly turned table with his interception. Next, Georgia Tech defeated Southern Methodist by a score of 10-7 as Georgia Tech kept early SMU raids at bay that reached its 3 and 24-yard lines. Yellow Jackets guard Franklin Brooks recovered punt, fumble, and kicker Burton Durant booted 26-yard field goal for 3-0 lead early in the second quarter. Mustangs overcame 15-yard penalty to create 13-play, 67-yard touchdown trip after the ensuing second quarter kickoff. SMU quarterback Dwayne Nutt sprinkled 12, 9, and 18-yard passes among his receivers and hit 12-yard throw to halfback Don McElhenley at 18-yard line. After 4 runs, Nutt wedged over from 1-yard line for the 7-3 lead. Score stayed same as Georgia Tech could gain only 28 yards in the first half, mostly because halftime clock ran out on Yellow Jackets at the Ponies' 9-yard line. After Brooks blocked the punt, as clock ticked into the middle of the fourth quarter, SMU halfback Frank Edom lost fumble near midfield, and rambling back quarterback defensive back Wade Mitchell recovered. On 3rd and 10, Mitchell looped, screen pass to halfback George Volker, who cut away from tacklers and sped 47 yards to the winning touchdown. And finally, Utah defeated Oregon 7-6. As underdog, Utah fended off vaunted air game of Oregon and received penalty boost on its early game 52-yard touchdown drive to score its first ever win over Wetfoot's personal foul penalty, which resulted in ejection of Oregon and Hal Reeves moved Utes to Ducks' 22-yard line in the first quarter. From there, halfback Herb Macomb raced 12 yards and fullback Lou Mel slammed off left guard for a 5-yard touchdown as the kicker Mel booted conversion, which proved to be the game-winning point. It stood until the last 35 seconds of the fourth quarter when Ducks halfback Dick James slipped through tackle for a 1-yard touchdown, but halfback kicker Dick Pavlet's kick flew wide, and Oregon vainly outgained Utah 260 yards to 150 yards. That concludes a look at week number 3, the week that was, for October the 2nd, 1954. We talked about also the games that were played on Friday, October 1st, 1954, week 3 overall. Now let's look at the AP poll as of October 4th. Oklahoma was number 1, followed by UCLA, number 3 Wisconsin, number 4 Iowa, number 5 Purdue. Round up the top 5, the rest of the top 10 had Duke at number 6, Mississippi at number 7, Notre Dame at number 8, Southern California at number 9, Ohio State at number 10. The rest of the top 20 had number 11 Rice, number 12 Penn State, number 13 Maryland, number 14 Florida, number 15 Texas, number 16 West Virginia, number 17 Stanford, number 18 Minnesota, and Navy and Virginia Tech were tied for the 19th spot. So that concludes a look at the week that was, the games that were played on October the 2nd, including the games that were played on October 1st, week number 3 of the 1954 season. Hope you enjoyed everything that I talked about for the week that was college football's history and review, the 1954 college football season. You can subscribe to the channel, support, like, comment, do whatever you can to support the channel. If you like the content, appreciate it. I do obviously another video for this part series tomorrow. So until then, talk to you tomorrow.